91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. It's 4 o'clock on the nose, and it always is whenever Frank preempts LocalMotion. I hope you enjoyed Vinyl Triumph from 2 to 4 today, and he's here all summer during that time slot. Lucky to have Frank here doing this during the student break. So thank you, Frank, for everything that you do here at WVKR. You are now tuned into LocalMotion. If it's your first time tuning into this show is all about music of the Hudson Valley. Musicians that live here, those coming to perform in our venues, and those coming to record in our world-class area recording studios. Show number 235 for me on these WVKR airwaves today. All my shows, 99.9% of them, have guests, and I am so thrilled to have today. In about 10 minutes or so, we'll be talking with Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, and I'm so thrilled. I realized just a few days ago that next week is actually the 5-year anniversary of this show on this station, and Larry and Teresa were my first guests, so I love having them on today, and lots to talk about with them as always. They were my first guests. The music that you just heard, my introduction music to the show, was given to me by Larry Campbell. It's Surrender to Love, one of their tracks from their first CD, which was released in 2015. So Larry's going to be playing at the Bearsville Theater in August on the 8th, 2 shows, and he'll be playing as part of Masters of the Telecaster. That's a show that he'll be alongside Jim Weeder as well as G.E. Smith. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about all kinds of things because there's lots to talk about with Larry and Teresa. For now, let's get started by playing some of their music from their latest release, Contraband Love. This is track number 1, The Other Side of Pain. 91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie.
How's it look from the other side, where the sun shines and you can both be happy in the light of day? All I see is the dark of night and the shadows. You say you didn't mean to hurt me, but you did it anyway. How's it feel to close your book of lies at the chapter where the sky above me drops its acid rain? Put it down but keep it by your bedside, 'cause some morning after you may keep on reading from the other side of pain. Wish you well, 'cause if that snowball ever makes its way through hell, I've been looking from the other side at the sunshine, from the other side of pain. other side of pain.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie. We're just getting started with Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams. That was The Other Side of Pain from their latest release, Contraband Love, released in 2017 on Red House Records. We're going to have Larry and Teresa on the phone momentarily. I'm going to play one more track just because. How can we not, right? So let's play one more track of theirs, and then I'm going to give them a call, and we're going to have a great conversation. Stay tuned for that. Right now, let's take a listen. This is a song that I dedicate to my dear friend Merrill, if she's out there listening in Long Island. This one's for you. 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie.
Heaven knows I've been forgetful. Lately my mind can't get no rest. And if it seems I've been neglectful, I'm just tired and I ain't been at my best. I know you've been missing my affection. It's making you think I wanna move on. You're worried I'm looking in a new direction. But this is what you'll see before I'm gone. Baby, the sun won't rise, the moon won't appear, and the stars will fall when I stop loving you. When I stop loving you, somebody will close my eyes, and I'm gonna hear the angels call when I stop loving you. And my heart will be no more. You know I work hard just to make a living. The hours and days go by so fast. Precious time I know I should be giving to the one thing I always knew would last. Baby, the sun won't rise, the moon won't appear, and the stars will fall when I stop loving you. When I stop loving you, somebody will close my eyes, and I'm gonna hear the angels call when I stop loving you. And my heart will be no more. You know I got to find a way to give you strength and make you the moon won't appear, and the stars will fall when I stop loving you. And my heart will be no more. Yeah, my heart will be no more. My heart will be no
.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, the incredibly talented duo, Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams, When I Stop Loving You, off their latest Contraband Love release, again dedicated to my friend Merrill in Long Island. And right now, I'm so thrilled to say that I do believe I have Larry and Teresa on the phone here. Let's check this out. L&T?
Yeah.
Yay! Hi.
Ma'am.
Hi. They're Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams on the show here. Once again, thank you so much for your time here. I know you guys are traveling, and happy that you're taking a few minutes aside and talking to us. So thank you. I'd like to do, as I always do with you two, a brief introduction, if I may. Having performed,
Go ahead, Rita.
thank you. Having performed with everyone from Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris, and Keith Richards to Paul Simon and Mavis Staples and countless others, 3-time Grammy-winning producer and multi-instrumentalist Larry Campbell was the music director for the Levon Helm Band for 8 years. He was given a Lifetime Achievement Award for Instrumentalist by the Americana Music Association and voted Instrumentalist of the Year in 2013. Larry was a member of Bob Dylan's band for about 8 or 9 years. Singer and guitarist Ms. Teresa Williams and Larry were part of the Midnight Ramble Band with Levon for many years. They've released 2 albums together and can frequently be seen performing with Phil Lesh and Friends, Hot Tuna, Little Feat, as well as performing on their own as a duo. Larry will be performing as part of the Masters of the Telecasters at the Bearsville Theater in Woodstock on August 8th with an official welcome back to LocalMotion. Larry and Teresa.
Yeah, Rita.
Thanks, Rita.
Thank you. You guys, okay, so where do we start? I always have so much to talk about. I think the first thing we have to do is say we're so glad, and I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten, Larry, that you're feeling better because you had a bout with COVID.
I did. It was early on. It was, in fact, I was told that I was the first case in Ulster County,
Wow.
first registered case in Ulster County. This was the middle of March,
Wow.
I'm not sure where I got it, but that week I had done a benefit concert at the Beacon Theater in Manhattan, and with Jackson Brown was there, and Ivan Neville, and Paul Schaefer, and these guys also got it, and none of them as bad as I did. I was really knocked down by this thing, but I was in touch with Jackson for the whole duration of my fight with this disease, and he had mild symptoms, but it hung on to him as long as it hung on to me. It was in both of us for about 7 weeks.
Wow.
And Teresa was in the city. I know I came up to Woodstock. Teresa had to stay in the city the whole time because, she couldn't get near me.
Sure.
And it was that
I
long.
was going to come, but the doctor called. He called immediately and told me I wasn't going anywhere.
Right. Stay put.
So,
Teresa, when you first posted on social media that first video about Larry having this, it was we were so anxious to keep getting updates from you, and it must have been such a difficult time. I think the hardest part must be just being apart during such a severe illness.
Yeah, I posted those. I'm not a big poster. I don't know. But I just felt like it was a public service announcement because it was so early in the game. I felt like people needed to know how it goes. Everybody needed any information you could get.
Right.
And that was, we both kind of felt like it was a public service announcement to share our story, Larry's story.
Right.
And the scariest thing for me was, like I had a car reserved to head down to Tennessee the morning after we found out that he tested positive, and I said I'll just load up the car and come up there to take care of him, and the doctor's like, no, you're not doing that.
Right.
So the hardest thing for me was that he was in that house alone.
Right. Oh, yeah.
No, the people the public health people said they would check on him, but it was basically just statistics for their data.
Sure. Yeah.
They weren't doing wellness checks, basically.
Right.
And wanted him to keep charts and stuff, and he just wasn't capable. And we have friends now who said they would have thought the whole thing was a hoax if they hadn't known how sick, like our neighbor who was coming and bringing soup and leaving it at the doorstep. We had so many people who did that. The community was taking care of Larry.
How wonderful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It really was.
But our one friend, lives off on the mountain up there, and said she just wouldn't have believed any of it was real if her husband she said, he needs to take hot showers, and then he needs to take the nettle soup, and then he needs to do this and this. And her husband told him he can barely get to the door to get the soup. So, yeah.
Wow.
I was just afraid he would die up there in that house, and we wouldn't even know, it was, yeah.
Yeah. And Larry, it must have been scary, right? Alone to do this?
Oh, it was, but I was in such a sort of a dream state, the whole time, kind of almost hallucinating, and because fevers do that to me, and I had a constant fever, and then it wasn't really scary. I wasn't really aware of how scary it was until the respiratory thing kicked in, and I was having a hard time breathing, having a hard time standing up, and fortunately, soon after that got really bad, the fever broke, and this was about 14 days into it, and I started
13 to be exact.
Yeah, starting to get a little stronger after that, and but the respiratory thing hung on, and it took a while to get through that, but I did, and I'm feeling better than I have
that is
in years now, because we haven't been traveling. We've been. That's like 4 months of sleeping in the same bed every night.
Right.
It's amazing what that can do for you.
Right.
And I've been thinking, wow, I feel like myself again. And you're like, oh, yeah, most people live like this all the time.
All the time, yeah. Like regular bedtimes, the same bed, good, nutritious food, and yeah. Oh, my
Rita,
gosh.
Let me just throw in, the reason I am specific about the 13 days being when his fever broke, because this is another little PSA for people who don't keep up. We didn't know this. Larry's cousin works at Columbia Pres, and she had called and offered her, they were seeing, obviously, a lot of patients, COVID patients at the time, and she had offered, what information she had gained to us. So we called her the 12th day because the fever was just not getting any better. And when she found out, and she conferred with doctors there, and when they found out that he had had the fever for 12 days, they said he has to go to the hospital, because this 12 to 14-day window is the classic time where a lot of the COVID patients crash, and she said, I hate to say this, then they die. Their organs shut down. So that's what she was saying. The fever's been going too long. This is a crucial period. He needs to be somewhere so they can help him if this happens. So that's why I was specific about the 13-day, that's a crucial period for COVID patients.
Amazing.
So
and then
it was terrifying to think about going to the hospital, of course, and he didn't want to go, you know,
And then all of a sudden your fever just happened to break, Larry, yeah?
It broke on the conversation I was having with Teresa and my cousin that night, where they were trying to send an ambulance to get me, and I heard it was going to cost $3,000 to get this ambulance down to New York City, and all of a sudden my fever said, that's not going to happen. Okay. And I started sweating profusely, and the fever went from 103 down to 99 within the course of 30 minutes.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I will also say the ambulance part is funny and true, but Julie Miller had done some of her. She's like, I always say, like Garth Hudson. She's one of those that kind of has one foot firmly planted here. And my mother's like this, too. One foot planted firmly here on the ground, and the other foot is planted firmly on the other side. You know, there's just some people who are like that. Yep. And she had, I had put her through to Larry an hour or so earlier before we were trying to coax him to go to the hospital, and she had said prayers and over him over the phone, as she did when his mother passed too. She just shows up when you need her, you know. Right.
Yeah, that's a good person to have in your corner for sure. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. I speak for thousands of people. I think your videos, like when Teresa was giving updates, and especially the first one where the two of you were rejoined, I think you got over like 100,000 views or something. I don't know. Maybe even,
Yeah, well, the support was spectacular.
Yeah,
I mean, it really helped me get through it. And all the people that came and brought me food in the neighborhood, and all the great Facebook and texts and emails I got and all that stuff. It just, one of the things that just still knocks me out is Jerry Douglas sent me a text with an MP3 attached of him playing Home Sweet Home on the dobro, and it was heart-rendering, you know, and I was in a totally vulnerable state at the time, you know, so you can imagine the effect that had on me. And there were lots of things like that. It was just, and it really showed me how when somebody you care about goes through something like this, you got to show up.
Yep.
And
if you have doubts that I don't know, that it might not be needed or whatever, just do it. It's a very big lesson, and just do it. Just help somebody, because I mean, they kept him alive, you know, seriously with food.
Yeah.
Every text and every communication from everyone who sent good wishes was instrumental in getting me through this, you know.
And Rita,
yes.
I knew he was getting better when he picked up that mandolin, and I had said, you know, it's the musician's version of the lipstick factor. I was amazed at how many people didn't know what that was. Like when a woman's sick in the hospital, when she calls for her lipstick, they know she's getting better.
Yeah, exactly.
He got that mandolin out, and I was like, okay, he's back.
He's on the mends. Speaking of which, Larry, my goodness, these you've got a shelter-in-place orchestra happening.
Yeah, that there's this app called the Acapella app, which allows you to, I am technically stupid, but I managed to get this thing to work. You know, it works pretty simply. You film yourself with your iPhone and playing one instrument, play that back, and then play another instrument along with it. Film that, I always wanted to be my own bluegrass band. If this was an opportunity.
Much fun.
And the next thing, I got a couple in the can that we're going to get Teresa on too. So
beautiful.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm an a cappella app widow now, but it's keeping him happy.
Oh, so awesome. You guys did manage to play one concert, right? You celebrated Levon's 80th birthday with the Midnight Ramble Band.
Yeah. That was sweet.
It was so much fun to do that. I mean, it was was a little odd not having the crowd there because the audience in that barn is as much a part of the thing as the band is, and the absence of the crowd there was it made it feel a little weird, but just to be with all those guys again and playing that music again, where else would you want to be?
Right.
And to be in a circle in the room,
right,
watching each other play was. He must be smiling down. I have to say.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. Have absolutely no doubt. Yeah, it must have been beautiful. It was a nice broadcast concert for Levon's 80th. So cool. Now I saw on Levon's website, because the shows nowadays most are very questionable. August 28th, the Midnight Ramble Band is scheduled there too. I guess that's a wait and see how it goes kind of thing.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about that since our last get-together. So,
right.
I mean, everything is so up in the air right now,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is it. Are you with doing the big Indian camp this year, the Cripple Creek with David Bromberg, or is that still on hold?
Again, I mean, it's still scheduled.
Right.
But it hasn't been officially canceled yet. But I mean, it's really all up to the state at this point. What I've heard about all these potential concerts is there's they're going to wait till 2 weeks before the date to either confirm or call it.
Got it.
That all depends on what Brother Cuomo has to say at that time.
Right. And to see where the cases are in New York State. So, that makes sense because safety's priority here. So,
sure.
And speaking of which, you do have a scheduled show in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, I guess. And hopefully that will happen at Bearsville Theater with G.E. Smith and Jim Weeder and you, Larry. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Woo.
That thing is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just, an excuse to play a lot of notes on a cool guitar,
and jam
with
out.
Some good friends.
Yeah. And I think
it's very exciting that she's.
Go ahead, Teresa.
Good.
It's very exciting that she's reclaiming the Bearsville Theater, the whole complex is coming to life again. That's exciting.
It is exciting,
and Lizzie,
I think this is the first show scheduled there.
That's what I understand. Yeah. And this woman has really poured her heart into this thing. We got to meet her at some function earlier in the spring or last winter or fall or something. I can't remember, but she was just a wonderful woman to meet and very enthusiastic about making this place into what it can be, and
what it should be.
And we wish her all the success in the world, and hopefully can be a part of it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you will be. If let's keep our fingers crossed for August 8th. The 8 p.m. show already sold out, so they added a second show for 5 o'clock, and I think there might still be a few tickets at the BearsvilleTheater.com. I've only seen photos of the renovation, but it looks magnificent. Really, really. She really did a beautiful job in there and got some great artwork and just really the sound, everything. She's really done a fabulous job with it. So I look forward to getting back there.
Our manager, Mark McKenna, he told me he went over there with her last week and had a look at it and said it's just beautiful. They renovated the dressing rooms and they're real dressing rooms now, and as you mentioned, the artwork is great, and he was just blown away by it.
He used to work over there.
Yeah, and Mark used to run the place. Yeah,
wow.
That's true. Years
Wow.
with Albert,
Oh, wow, really? I didn't realize Mark did that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, that's so good. Well, Woodstock, it's going to be a great addition to Woodstock, and it's nice to see some venues,
Yes.
you know, really getting added now. And now we just need to support live music as soon as we're able to. I'm still telling listeners, because there's so many artists that are streaming concerts online, you know, and donating and buying merchandise from people's websites. So it's very important. Support the artists and support the venues. So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, we got to keep doing that. LarryandTeresa.com is your website to keep up on all the good things you guys have going on. And yeah, it's just so good to hear you both and that you're both healthy. And there's nothing more important. It just means an awful lot. So very cool.
That's the truth, Rita.
Yeah, Larry. Yeah, you guys both went through a lot. It must have been just as hard on Teresa just to not be able to be there with you. I can't even imagine. And yeah, it was just beautiful to hear that your fever broke and just those video updates. Oh, it was so wonderful. And then the two of you reunited is just, there's nothing better than that. So good stuff. I told you guys before, I just a couple of days ago realized next week is my 5th anniversary, and I just always have to say thank you to you two. You don't know it, but you really encouraged me to start a show like this. And I remember talking to you, Larry, one time after a show, and you said to me, Rita, you didn't say if, you always said, Rita, when you get it, let me know. I'll be your first guest. And you guys held true to your word, and I'll never forget it. And thank you so much. So
congratulations,
Rita. Thank you. Now we're up to show number 235, and here you guys still are, and it just means everything. I cannot wait to see you both in person at some point, and a big, massive group hug is in order. And
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys.
Indeed. Thanks for all your support, Rita.
Oh my gosh.
Really, for everything you do, Rita.
So gracious.
I mean, people got to know what you do for music in this community.
That's right.
We need you as much as they need the music.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just about getting the music out there, because there's such a plethora of talent in this area, and you guys are at the top of that list. And again, my heart is like thanking you always. Every time I start my show with Surrender to Love theme song, I always think of you two, and I always say thank you silently. So thank you for everything you do, and thank you for making people so happy with your beautiful music, your talent. The two of you up on stage together is just, it's heartwarming, and it just makes everybody feel good. And I love after a show when people come up to you and how happy they always are. You know, you guys do a great thing on this planet, and we're very lucky to have you both. And thank you. So
really sweet.
Take good care of one another. Safe travels, and enjoy Cracker Barrel.
Yes, ma'am. That's where we're headed right now. And we'll see you real soon, and put our arms around you, and keep going. We'll stand and just keep going for the next 5 years and the next 5 years after that.
I will do that, Larry. Thank you. And you guys just drive safe, be safe, stay healthy, and I really look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Thank you for your time.
All right, Rita.
Bye, Rita.
Okay, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It never gets old talking to those two. Just, I love them. Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams, beautiful husband and wife duo. Larry, as you heard, if you heard the beginning of that, just came through COVID and had quite a battle with it. You can follow their Facebook page or Instagram, Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, and there's some incredible videos posted there. Since he's gotten better, Larry has put in place this shelter-in-place orchestra, where so far he's got about 4 different tracks that are uploaded and are so amazing. He's playing the bass, he's playing the mandolin, he's playing guitar, I don't even know what, a violin. He's got like 5 or 6 different instruments that he's playing, and it's just really beautiful to see. Again, he should be playing at the Bearsville Theater August 8th, along with G.E. Smith and Jim Weeder. This will be the first show at the Bearsville Theater, the new complex, the renovated complex in Woodstock. There will be 2 shows on August 8th. The 5 p.m. show has a few tickets left, and then the 8 p.m. show is sold out. You can go to the BearsvilleTheater.com website to check out all the regulations and a few tickets that are still for the 5 o'clock show, so on and so forth. Keep up with that, BearsvilleTheater.com, as well as LarryandTeresa.com. Let's play some more of their music. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with those two yet. Let's just see. I meant to ask what they wanted to have me play, but I didn't. So let's see. I think we'll do Save Me From Myself. Let's take a listen again one more time to Larry and Teresa, 91.3 WVKR.
Can't deny you've been a friend to me, and I turn around and treat you like you're my worst enemy. Say you keep your promise to hold me in sickness and in health. Save me from myself, and I know the price you pay is more than I revealed, as I send you into battle with the demons I concealed. And I cry when I see how bad you wanna help, but I can't surrender. Can you save me from myself? No use in hiding, can't keep from backsliding.
If you feel that love
hypnotized and dreaming, till I woke up morning with no sign or sight of you. Hit and run driver, hit and run driver. We could have found the golden road, but you're just a joyrider. Hit and run driver. I wanted you to take me to be your only passenger on your ragtime journey, with the wind chill making us moving closer, but you drove right through me, a boulevard massacre. Now they're rolling in the gurney, another roadkill laying in the weed-grown shoulder. Hit and run driver, hit and run driver. We could have found the golden road, but you're just a joyrider. Hit and run driver.
.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, 447 here on LocalMotion. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We just had a trifecta of Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, all from their latest Contraband Love release. We heard Save Me From Myself, also Turn Around, and Hit and Run Driver. A huge thank you, as always, to Larry and Teresa for calling and talking to us on the phone today. Really wonderful to hear their voices. And Larry fought quite the battle with COVID and has recovered and is doing really, really well. Yeah, so that felt good. If you missed part or all of that interview, I'll be uploading it later on my LocalMotion Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'll be here till 6 o'clock, as is normal for LocalMotion every Wednesday from 4 to 6. Great new release out by the Mammals. Let's take a listen to one of their tracks right here, right now. The Mammals, 91.3 WVKR. 91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Brand new release by Lara Hope, Gold Hope Duo. Songs in the Key of Quarantine. How appropriate for this time. And we just heard the track Times Like These. That was her husband, Matt Goldpaw, on vocals there with Lara in the back. Lara Hope, Gold Hope Duo. They stream live on Facebook every single Monday night. You can always have a lovely Monday night entertainment with them. They've also been playing some outdoor music. There's quite a few venues that are starting to open up outside, socially distant tables, wearing a mask unless you're seated, and there's some live music happening. So we'll go through the list at the end of the show, closer to 6 o'clock, and let you know what's happening. Besides Lara Hope, we also heard brand new music by the Mammals. No Nay, No Net. No Nay. I still have to learn how to pronounce this, but this is an amazing release. Every time they come out with a release, I always say it's their best, and I'll say that about this one as well. The Mammals. This was released just a few months ago on Humble Abode Music. On this CD, of course, the Mammals are consisted of Ruth Unger and Mike Miranda. And also on this is Conrad Meisner on drums, and Lee Falco also featured on drums, along with Jacob Silver on bass, Brandon Morrison also on bass, Ken Mowry on piano, Will Bryant on organ, clavinet, and vocals, and Charlie Rose. So, and some great special guest vocalists, including Kate Pearson, Gail Ann Dorsey, Lindsay Liu, Connor Kennedy, Joan Henry, some really, really great musicians. Also recorded locally. Visit themammals.love. They do host 2 festivals every year. There's a summer hoot and a winter hoot. The summer hoot's always the last weekend of August. I believe they're doing a virtual festival, but not 100% sure. Always just check out themammals.love. They're also doing some festivals. You know, everything's online, but they're definitely playing, and there's lots of good things that are happening with them. So keep up with them at themammals.love. Lots of great stuff. We're going to keep the music flowing. It's 4:56, and let's see. We've got a performer playing this Sunday at the Falcon. Let's take a listen right here, right now, to Don Byron, 91.3 WVKR. Oh, yeah. 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Don Byron, off his 2005 release, Do the Boomerang, the music of Junior Walker. We just heard the track Ain't That the Truth. Don Byron featured on tenor saxophone, clarinet, and bass clarinet. Also on this release with Don is David Gilmour on guitar, George Colligan on organ, Brad Jones, bass, Rodney Holmes, drums, tambourine, Curtis Folks on trombone, Chris Thomas King, vocals and guitar, and Dean Bowman on vocals. This was recorded at Allaire Studios in the Catskills in 2005. Don Byron will be performing this Sunday at the Falcon in Marlborough. There's a 6 o'clock show, and you need to make reservations because seating is limited. Obviously, the tables are socially distant. You need to wear a mask, and unless you're seated, then you can take the mask off. And you can make reservations at liveatthefalcon.com or give them a call. The outdoor beer garden is open Thursday through Sunday with live music and lots of great, good food. And Don Byron, Sunday evening, 6 o'clock. It's always weather permitting. If there's a downpour and it's raining, it's weather permitted. Visit liveatthefalcon.com and also check out all the great music they have coming up there, as Don Byron will be there on Sunday. Now, this show is LocalMotion. It's all about music of the Hudson Valley, but every once in a while, I have to leave the area. And had this track sent to me from my friend in France. And I'd like to play this. And this is from Francois Long. Let's take a listen to some new music in France right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR.
Second time, this time from each pit we divided it into. Get your groove. Your groove on. Get your groove on. Get your groove on.
Love is so sweet. In the light and the darkness, when love is meet,
It's enough. It's enough.
there's no power to stop it. When love's on the rise, there's no legislating and no compromise.
It's enough. enough. It's enough.
91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. A Dog Knows. That is the title. And that's the group. Catskill Dogs is the release. We just heard It's Enough, featuring here Alan Groth on bass guitar, Kurt Henry, guitar and vocals, Cheryl Lambert on vocals, percussion, harmonica, and Eric Parker on drums and percussion. Lots of great, wonderful guest artists on this release as well. We had Kurt Henry on the show a little while back, and you can learn more about these guys, kurthenry.com. I think Kurt and Henry are also doing some live... Kurt Henry and Cheryl Lambert are also doing some live streams on their Facebook pages. You can visit Dog Knows, Kurt Henry, Cheryl Lambert, and kurthenry.com. Really great CD. I love the artwork on here as well. Just lots of beautiful dogs' noses. And yeah, a lot of fun. Great CD. We also heard some new music from France. Yes, the country France. Francois Long released a single, Let Your Groove On. And it's a cool YouTube video as well. Francois is from just outside of Paris. And I met him online a few years ago because I was interviewing Gail Ann Dorsey, whom he is a huge fan of. And he saw her post that she was going to be on this show, and he tuned in, of course, online because WVKR streams online, and we've just started, talking online. He sends me some music. I occasionally play it, and it's kind of cool to mix some music from France into the area here with the Hudson Valley music as well. So thank you, Francois, for sending that to me. Again, look for Francois Long on YouTube. Let Your Groove On. Really cool video that accompanies that as well. It's about 5:13. You are tuned into LocalMotion. A huge, heartfelt thank you again to Larry and Teresa, Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams, who were my guests during the 4 o'clock hour. So good to hear their voices again. Larry just recently recovered from COVID and had a really bad bout with it. So it was good to hear his voice and sounding healthy and happy. Larry will be performing at the Bearsville Theater on Saturday, August 8th. 2 shows because the first one sold out. So the 8 p.m. show is sold out that night. There's a second show added at 5 o'clock. I believe there's still a few tickets available. You can visit bearsvilletheater.com. There's, of course, all kinds of guidelines because it's an inside show. I believe they're at 25% of their capacity, hence the show sells out very, very quickly. So Larry will be performing as part of the Masters of the Telecaster. He'll be performing with G.E. Smith as well as Jim Weeder. So should be a great time. Absolutely a great time. And yeah, and that's that. We've got a gentleman performing this Friday at the Falcon. Let's take a listen right here, right now to Dylan Doyle, 91.3 WVKR.
Stay in love with you past the night, and I ain't never seen the sunrise unless I was looking into your eyes. Tonight the moon's got bloodshot eyes. Somewhere where baby cries, somewhere an angel sighs. There ain't no need to say goodbyes. Will you love me? Yeah, yeah. Will you love me? Will you love me like you used to? Will you love me the way that I loved you? Will you love me while we're young? Will you love me, darling, from song to song? But your love is so something I won't forget. These nights too dark to see. I need your love, baby, to guide me. Until then, I'll just stumble around, hoping your arms is where I'm bound. Will you love, will you love, will you love me? Yeah, yeah. Will you love, will you love, will you love me? Will you love me like you used to?